Hi, I'm Margie Remmers-Davis with Acadian Accounting Education, and I have some big news. Intuit has released a new certification, and we're going to walk through it today. So if I go from my accountant account. This account has not yet switched over to the new Intuit Accountant Suite. We're going to be doing that soon. But for now, we're going to go to Pro Advisor and Training. That's how I got right here on this page. I select Start Learning. And if I go to Programs, I can click up here, or I can select View Programs right here. And you'll notice that there is a new learning pathway called the Client Advisory Services Foundation. Now, the fact that they're calling this Foundation leads me to believe that there are going to be more certifications coming, more badges available kind of along this pathway. But we don't know anything yet. So if you click this, watch the introduction video, you'll see a video from Jacqueline Anku, who leads the Pro Advisor program over at Intuit. And she goes into all of the pieces that are included in the certification. I'm going to click this More Details button, and you can see all of the pieces that are included in this new certification. So in order to get this new badge, there are two badges that you have to already have. The first one is the Intuit Bookkeeping Certification. Now, I've talked about the Intuit Bookkeeping Certification before, and when I talked about it, I said, you know what? One of the downsides is it doesn't show up in the Pro Advisor directory. But if it's included, this new badge does show up in the Pro Advisor directory, and this is part of that. Okay, so I got to take back stuff that I've said before about that Intuit Bookkeeping Certification. Now, this is a very challenging certification, and I go into that in another video, another conversation about that. But first step, get that Intuit Bookkeeping Certification. Second step is to get Level 1 QuickBooks Online certification. That's your Pro Advisor certification. And then to build out the rest of this new badge, you don't have to have certifications. You just have to work through these additional courses. So the first of these new courses is called AI for Accounting. If I click on Show Courses, you'll see that it consists of two different courses. This first one, called Understanding AI, is just about the AI in general. And then Using Intuit's AI Agents is about the new AI agents that are inside of QuickBooks Online in general. So we'll take a look at those. And then the other two courses are Communicating to Build Trust. So there's just one course in there. And then Analyzing and Interpreting Financial Reports. If I click Show Courses, then there's just one course in there. So in order to get this new badge, you have to have two certifications and complete these four courses. So I'm going to do that. We're going to find out more information about it, and I will fill you in. So the first thing that I have to do is I have to click Enroll, because I tried to just start the course since I already have those two badges. I tried to start that, but I can't. I have to enroll in the pathway to start. So I'm going to go ahead and click Enroll. All right, and now I have not started, and I have an actual Start button. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right, just a couple of things as I started working through this. The first thing that I want to point out is the full screen. If you are going through this course, that means you already have experience in the Pro Advisor directory. But just as a quick reminder, if you went through Acadian courses, we taught you this. But if you just went through it on your own, you might not know about this full screen button. So when you first enter the Pro Advisor Academy, it's in this kind of like tiny window that you have to scroll through. So it's helpful to click this button right here that says full screen. Now, it's not going to take up the whole screen. It just kind of helps get some of the top and the bottom stuff cleared away and makes it easier to scroll through. Another thing is, so there is at the beginning a a little video from Jacqueline. And I just kind of felt like she talked a little slowly, and I would like to speed it up. I'd like to get through this. And so if I click on the settings here, you can control the speed. And right here. And what I found that 1.5 was a little too fast, and so I just selected 1.25, and that helped me out a lot. The other thing that I wanted to point out before I got too far is that there is going to be a final exam. So here it says, at the end of this course, there's an exam to test your knowledge. You'll be tested on your understanding of the learning goals listed above. You'll need a score of 80% or more to pass the exam. And that's it for the beginning one. But I did want to mention the exam. So apparently, even though you don't get a certificate for this section, you do have to pass the exams in order to get the larger badge. So I'm going to keep going. Oh, and this is another thing that it's important to understand in this world of the Pro Advisor Academy, is that to get to the next lesson, you actually want to use this arrow down here and not the words up here that say next lesson. That can be confusing. If I take it out of full screen mode and I just have the arrows, it's less distracting. And I just would want to scroll down to get here to the arrow. But yeah, when you're in full screen, it says next lesson. And I'm not going to click it now, but I think if I click that, it's going to take me to like the whole next course maybe, or take me directly to the exam. At least that's how it works in other places of the Pro Advisor exam. So for now, I'm just going to use the arrows. Maybe I'll come back and test that next lesson button just to make sure that it works the same as I'm used to. So one of the things that I'm noticing right now is that there is so much reading. And I have a brain disorder that makes it difficult for me to read. And so I am finding this, I already know a lot about AI and I'm well versed in QuickBooks Online and bookkeeping and accounting, but reading is just a challenge for me. So I wish that there were a better way for me to absorb the content. So this, so we got a check your understanding, which is typical in the Pro Advisor Academy. You have to do all of the check your understandings in order to pass the exam. And it says you've almost reached the end of AI 101. And I wasn't quite sure if that was the full first course or just like one lesson in that first course. So when I'm looking down here, it says 2 of 5. So that makes me think that there's 5 total lessons. So I went to this little hamburger right here will tell you, this is kind of your map to all of the different lessons in the course. You click that. So we went through the welcome. I'm just finished up with AI 101. So now it looks like I have a couple more lessons to go before I'm done with this course. So in the Pro Advisor courses, at the beginning of a lesson, they'll have these questions, and they're kind of like the subsections of that lesson, and it seems like that's the same style here. So I think what we're going to find is that I'm going to go through this, and the first one is going to be, see what AI isn't, and then I'll get to data security, etc. So one of the things that I'm noticing as I go through the lessons is that there seems to be only one check your understanding at the end of each of these lessons, which is different than the Pro Advisor, which I think has them scattered throughout, if I recall. Also, if it's the same as with the regular Pro Advisor Academy, you don't actually have to get these questions right. You only have to get the exam questions right. I assume this is the same. I don't know for sure, but that's my guess. All right, so I have reached the end of that first course, which had 5 lessons in it. Although I don't know that the welcome and the next steps really count as lessons because they're just, kind of bookends. So there were 3 lessons in it. And I am now ready to take the exam. So it says you've now completed this course and unlocked the exam. If I had not completed the Check Your Understanding, I don't know if it would have said this. I don't know. Maybe next time I will skip the Check Your Understanding and see what happens. Maybe I couldn't have skipped it. I don't know. I'll try it in the next lesson, or in the next module. So let's see. So it says I'm ready to take the exam. And what I do? Oh, now is when I hit the next lesson arrow. Okay, so this is what I was saying earlier is this next lesson, you want to use the bottom right-hand arrow to go through the course. And then this next lesson, if I were not in full screen mode, it would not be obvious to me that it was this arrow that I wanted. Okay, so in full screen mode, it says next lesson. So that's the one I want to use to take the exam. Well, I didn't take any notes and I'm not a good reader, so I don't know how well I'll do. We'll see. And I don't know how many retakes. I assume it's unlimited retakes. I don't know. We'll see. So there's 12 questions. I have to get an 80% or higher, meaning I need 10 answers correct. So this is the same as the Pro Advisor. It's an open book exam, so you can refer to additional resources such as the course materials. However, you should sit the exam without the help of others, no sharing or exchanging answers or engaging in other forms of cheating. If you don't pass, we strongly recommend that you review the course learning material before attempting the course again. So far, you have taken the exam 0 times. Good luck. Select the button to start the exam. So it looks like I'm going to have unlimited retries for this. All right, I passed. I only got 1 question wrong, and I know exactly what question that was. And I gotta go find the answer because I didn't know. I don't recall reading it before. And, like as I went through the training and I didn't know it from my own head, I guess I could have looked it up because it is open book. So I guess I could have Googled the answer or something. So I only got 1 wrong. So woohoo. Let's see. I passed with a score of 92. And the other thing I was going to say is that pretty much all of the questions I felt like were obvious, like the answer was obvious. Usually when you take a test, there's the correct answer, then there's 2 answers that are obviously incorrect, and then 1 answer that might be, and so you kind of waffle between 2. That's most tests. That's how they're written. This one, it was pretty obvious. I think even if I hadn't gone through the training, I think I would have passed the exam. So I don't know. That was interesting. All right, time to move on to the next course, the next module, and learn how Intuit's AI agents work. The first thing that I have to do is I have to figure out how to exit, because it says exit this course and return to Pro Advisor Academy. It's not entirely obvious how I do that. If I select exit full screen, then I have this back button, which I don't have the back button before. So full screen, no back button, whatever the opposite is of full screen, and there is a back button. So I think this will take me back to the Academy. Yep, there I am. So now I've completed 1 out of 4. Let's see if I can do this all in one sitting. How long did that first one take me? That one took me, I think it took me a little under an hour. And this is supposed to take me around 3 hours and 20 minutes. And then around an hour and a half, and then around 2 hours. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm not a good reader. Like I said, it's kind of stressing me out that I have to read so much. But I am a quick learner, and I'm pretty bright, So I don't know. We'll see. So the first thing that I did, just because I was curious, I just wanted to see how many lessons were in this. So we've got the welcome and the next steps, which aren't, they're kind of not lessons. So these are the lessons. These are the things I'm going to actually learn about. QuickBooks on the Intuit platform, accounting agent, payments, customers, and QuickBooks Advanced. So we'll see. So this is interesting. You don't have to take these two courses in order. It says there's no prerequisite, but it would be helpful to do the Understanding AI before doing this one, but it's not required. So this is kind of interesting. It says some screen images have been simulated to present realistic examples of the live environment, which I think that that's kind of interesting that they would say that, because aren't all screen images simulated? So I don't know why they would say that. Maybe it'll make more sense as I go through the course. So I'm watching this video that they have at the beginning of this course, and I'm noticing that the video, it's a little demo of the new Intuit interface, and it is all the client side. So it doesn't have any of the Intuit Accountant Suite stuff. It's just looking at it from the client's perspective, even though the course that I'm taking is specifically for accountants. A little bit of a mismatch there, but just interesting. So now I'm in a section that says AI agents. Back in the business feed, you'll be able to see which of Intuit's AI agents are available in your client's account. So now I am looking. Now I have the Intuit Accountant Suite. I can tell because it's got this little My Menu briefcase. So now I can tell that I am looking from the accountant view, and I'm looking at my clients. I'm logged into my client's account, and then it's telling me I can see the agents for that client's account. I just have to say, all this reading, so much reading. It's very hard for me. I don't know. Yeah. I'm so grateful that they put together all this information, that it's easy-ish to navigate. They clearly worked hard on it. I appreciate that so much, but oh my gosh, so much reading. And I'm learning how to navigate the bank transactions, but I'm just clicking the next button. I'm not actually navigating it myself. I'm not actually doing it. So I don't know if it's going to stick in my brain. Like right now, I'm just kind of overwhelmed with just how much information I have to read. So I'm now going through each of the agents. They have these navigation things where they're showing me the screen, and I'm clicking the buttons and I'm reading as it's telling me what each of the things is. And I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm so overwhelmed because it's so I'm not absorbing anything. No, I don't know that I'm gonna remember a single thing when I go back into QuickBooks Online to actually do this. So I'm very overwhelmed. All right, so I have finished the accounting agent. So I still have the payment agents, the customer agents, and the agents in QuickBooks Advanced to get through. And I'm done. It's so much. It's so much to absorb. So I'm going to call it a night, and I will come back tomorrow and pick up here on the payments agent and see if I can get through it. So I've been working I guess I've been working about an hour and a half, an hour and 45 minutes, and I'm almost to the halfway point in getting the certification. So, yeah, so it's a lot of work. But yeah, all right, I'll see you next time. All right, day 2. Let's see if I can get some further progress made in this certification. I last left off, I had done the accounting agent, so now I'm gonna hop to the payments agent. I probably have to log in here again since I've had it up all day, but we'll see, and we'll see how it goes. So I did have to log back in again. So let's see what happens when you have to stop in the middle of a course. I'm going to go back to the Pro Advisor Academy. I'm going to continue the course that I left off. It gives me my progress here. Unfortunately, it doesn't open up immediately to where I was, so I have to remember that I was here in the AI for Accounting. Now it says in progress, so I'm going to continue. And notice it's going to give me the option here to resume where you left off. And then it asks me again twice. I don't know why, but twice. Now it says, do you want to continue where I left off? And I'm going to say yes. And let's see if it takes me to the payments agent. Yep, it sure does. So I'm going to go back to full screen and then continue on. Oh, while I'm here, let's go ahead and see what that next lesson button does. Because I think it's supposed to take you to the exam, and it's going to tell me I'm not ready for the exam yet. Yep. So prerequisite not met. To unlock this lesson, you must first complete the following using Intuit's AI agents. Okay. So I'm going to try it again without having gone through the course, but without answering that last checkpoint, and see what happens. So I just want to stop for a minute and tell you that I'm really enjoying this, actually. This one on the payments is really fascinating about all of the cool stuff that it will do. And I'm enjoying it, but I wish so badly that I was actually doing it and not just clicking next each time. Because it's less reading than the other ones, because before I was having to just read like a wall of words, and that's what made me so tired. And this is so much better, but I wish that I could actually practice it. So just not a minute after I said, I wish I could practice it, they present us with an opportunity to take a look. It says, take a look at what you've covered in the payments agent using Craig's Design and Landscaping Services, a sample company on the Plus plan. So I couldn't practice the accounting, although hopefully that's happening soon, but I can practice the payments. So it unfortunately, so they're giving me the link, and that's great. Let's see how to do it. Okay, how to get into the sample company. But it just says suggested activities. It doesn't actually guide me. I wish that it would guide me through all of the different things that I just learned. So I learned personalized payment recommendations, proactive invoice reminders, late fee recommendations, and smart draft messages. Those are the 4 topics in this lesson. And I wish that I had guidance to do each of those things. It just says create a couple of new invoices and explore the Let's Get You Paid Faster panel. Select send reminders to customers and customize the message. It's just not as hands-on as I would like it to be. It's going to be actually helpful for me. This was a total guess. I wasn't sure at all. This training right now is going through the new the agent inside the customer hub, and it connects to Gmail, and it's going to give me some opportunities to connect with leads this way. And I asked at Intuit specifically if this requires MailChimp, and they said no. So just FYI. This next section that I'm working on is about the agents that are available specifically in QuickBooks Online Advanced. I'm curious if I'm going to be able to do them in the Advanced sample company. We'll see. All right, so this is the last quiz question in this module. So I'm going to skip it and see if I can access the test. All right, so it says, this is good. This is not, at least the last time I looked at the Pro Advisor Academy, this was not in there, and it's so helpful. It says, check your understanding. Have you answered all of the check your understanding questions that appear throughout this course? You need to do this to unlock the course exam, okay? And then it tells me where I missed it, okay? This is really helpful because in the Pro Advisor exam, we've had so many people like miss one and then not be able to take the exam and not know. So this is really good. So I'm going to go click this one. Now, what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to get it wrong and see what happens, because I've gotten them all right. I didn't know for sure on all of them that I was getting them right. But this one I'm going to get wrong on purpose and see what happens, see if I can still take the exam. I think that I can, but we'll see. All right, so it says that's not quite right. So show answer should give me the correct answers. Let's see, show feedback. That's just the same as what I had answered. Okay, what happens if I click hide answer? Oh, so this is what I actually answered. This is the correct answer. And then this is the feedback that it gave me when I gave the wrong answer. Let's see if I hide this. Yeah, there's no way for me to undo it. So now let me go back to, I think I could go to next steps and actually take the exam. But let me go back to, next lesson up here. But let me go to next steps and see how that message changed at the bottom. See? So before, the message said I hadn't taken all of the check your understanding quizzes. Now, because I have, it is telling me to go ahead and take the exam. So that's good. Let's see. I have a suspicion that I'm not going to do as well on this exam. One, because I did it in 2 different sittings, so part of it was yesterday, part of it was today. Another reason I'm not as confident this time is because the last one was just about like general AI stuff, and I think I could have answered everything just without even going through the course. And this one is specific to QBO. So, so I'm not sure if I retained what I learned. So we'll see. This one has more questions, 20 questions this time, 80% or higher to pass. That's the same. I have to get 16 answers correct. That means I can get 4 wrong. It's open book. So, all right, let's see how I do. I am not feeling confident about this at all. I think that I have already missed 4 questions. And I'm on question 12. Oh my gosh, I did it. I can't believe. So my score was 90%, and that was stressful because I really did not know some of those answers, and I was just guessing. It definitely would have been helpful this time around to have notes. I didn't take any notes about it. It would be helpful to have notes about the different agents to because these were all like questions specific to that. So, I did it. All right, I'm 50% done with this. With this one, let's see what's in store for me in the next course. Remember, I have to get out of full screen mode in order to go back. And that's now updated. And now I'm going to shift to communicating to build trust. This is supposed to take an hour and a half. I forgot to pay attention to how long that took me, the second half of that. So I'll pay attention now. So this one says it's going to take me about an hour and 30 minutes. And this one says it's going to take me about 2 hours. So yeah, we'll see. So instead of clicking the start button, I accidentally clicked right here, and it just gave me, I guess, the bullet points of what is expected of me in this course, what I'm going to learn. Learning objectives, I guess is what they say. So I wanted to just check this says it's supposed to take me an hour and a half, and yet there's really only 3 lessons. So as we've already learned, the welcome is just, kind of welcome. And then the next step is just like, go take the exam. And so there's only 3 lessons. So that's interesting. They think it's going to take me an hour and a half. Maybe it will. I don't know. So this is new. So I'm in the communications module. And I have a time to reflect option. So it's kind of like the check your understanding thing. It's going to asks me to check things, and then I'm going to click show feedback, but it's in the middle of the lesson. Like before they were always at the end of the lesson, but this one is in the middle of the lesson. All right. So now that I've read through them, they are not, they're not right or wrong questions. It's just asking me to check the ones that resonate with me. So now I'm going to select show feedback and see what it says. It's probably not at all related to what I checked. And I don't know that it's a requirement for the exam. All right, so this is a thing I've seen in the ProAdvisor thing too, that sometimes you have these check yourself where there's a drop down you have to like select, but all of the available answers don't fit. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but I need to scroll down to get to the rest. So if I didn't know I had the option to scroll down, I might like select the wrong answer because it's hiding. I didn't know it was there. Another thing that I'm noticing that's better than in the last time I checked the ProAdvisor is that for these drop-down ones, in the ProAdvisor one, if you select, you can't select the same answer twice. So like this one, be assertive. If I select consider who you're speaking to, I've also selected it up here. And in the ProAdvisor, once you select it, that's it. You can't change it, which means if you've made a mistake, you can't go back and pick something else. At least that's the way it was, a while ago when I took it. Oh, this one, I was confused for a minute because it says question 1, and I was like, I don't remember seeing that before. But apparently this one has multiple check yourself questions here. So there's 2 of them, that's the first time I've seen it in this new training, whereas the other, like the AI ones always just had one down there. All of the, I feel like this was in the, I feel like this was in the AI thing also, is that there are these opportunities for you personally to go deeper. So in this one, it's like reflect and create an action plan. But on the other ones, there were, and I skipped over them, but they were things like, download the worksheet, all this stuff. And like, while that's great, I don't I wonder who has time, who is actually going to be doing that? Like, who is actually going to be diving deeper? I feel like everyone is just going to skip through this and try and go as quickly as possible. So I'm ready to take the exam, and it's been 33 minutes. So it didn't take me an hour and a half. I don't know if that hour and a half was supposed to include the exam. I don't know. And I also stopped a couple times, to send a message to my team or, to try something or whatever. So yeah, it didn't take me nearly as long as they said it would. All right, let's see. This one only has 10 questions, so I can get 2 wrong. We'll see. So these are scenario-based questions. It's telling me it's introducing me to a client to learn about the business. And then apparently it's going to ask me some questions. Once you've read all the slides, you'll be asked the first question. All right, so I've gone through all the slides. As soon as I got to the last slide, it opened up the first question, but I didn't have to memorize what was in the slides. So I can still go through them if they're related to, I don't know if they're related to the question, but let's see. So there is nothing in the scenario that helps me answer the first, that really helps me answer the first question. We'll see. So I guess I got it right. I don't know, maybe this test is a choose your own adventure. I don't know, because apparently I got it right. And now there's going to be a follow-up question, maybe. That's very unusual. I've never taken a test at Intuit where they gave you instant feedback like that. But maybe it's important for the next part of the question. Or the next set of questions. I don't know. All right, so question 2 went on a new page. And so I no longer have the slides to be able to review like I did with question 1. I did not get that question right. So it's telling me what I got wrong and how I could do it better. So that was only the second question and I got it wrong. I can only get 2 wrong. We'll see. Oh my gosh, I got another one wrong. I don't know how I was supposed to know that. All right, I'm not doing too well. I've already gotten 2 wrong. I can't get any more wrong. So this is interesting. This question, it's still a communication question with the business owner, and it's related to, so you have to be able to answer it correctly, but it is an accounting question. So you have to know the accounting also underneath it. So this is a good job. This question is a good job Intuit. This is a good one. Oh no! I got another one wrong. I'm not going to pass this test. We'll see if I'll have to take it again. See if they let me. I don't know what the retries are like. Well, we're about to find out. All right, I just finished the last question, but I got 3 wrong. So I'm going to see. I didn't pass. So we'll see how it. We'll see. See what happens. So it's asking me. It did tell me that I got question 10 right. But it didn't automatically go to my results. That's what happens in the Pro Advisor. And in the Intuit Bookkeeping Certification is it immediately goes to your results. So now it's going to say, see how you did, select the results button to see how you did. I failed. So you've scored a 70%. Oh, here's Susie's feedback. Interesting. Mixed results. Susie's our business owner. But sometimes I wasn't quite sure, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So we scored 70% and I need an 80%. They strongly recommend that I review the material, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to retake the exam. So it'll be interesting to see if it's the same scenario or a different one and how I do. Same scenario. Let's see if it's the same questions. First one was the same question, but the answers were not in the same order. So all of these questions are the same, and they're the same, but they're in a different order. And because it gave me feedback, I know which ones I got wrong, and I know what was wrong about it. So I think I'm going to breeze through this. All right, so I passed this time, which was super easy because I knew what all the answers were. But I have to say, like, this was a really, really good, this was a very well-written test for a lot of reasons, which that's saying a lot because I can't say that for all of Intuit's tests. I was worried when I went through the training that it wasn't going to be like, how am I going to remember all of this? But the test itself, the way that it asked you to respond was very well written. I'm impressed. All right, so now I'm done with, I'm 3 out of 4. And so I tested, so that was 33 minutes that it took to do it. And then I had to take the test twice. So now it's been 50 minutes, 50, and for me to get through that whole one. So that's not bad. So I have one section left, and it says it's going to take me 2 hours. We'll see. This one is analyzing and interpreting financial reports. So this is, I expect, going to be a little bit meatier. Okay, I have to stop here and point out. So this is, I'm watching the little video. I haven't done the full screen here. This is the little video introducing the course, okay? And it says, and she's talking about these different levels: foundations, intermediate, and expert. Remember that the certification I'm pursuing is called Client Advisory Services Foundations. And I said in the beginning that it was that made me think, because it's called Foundations, that made me think that there was more certifications and more courses coming. Now I think that even more, because look, Foundations. So now I think Client Advisory Intermediate and Client Advisory Expert are on their way. I don't work for Intuit. I don't know for sure, but that's the vibe that I'm getting here. All right, so I'm just checking. There are only 3 lessons in this one again. All right, let's do it. So right now I'm just learning. I just finished learning about the profit and loss report, and now I'm going to be learning. I'm now on the balance sheet, and what I'm wondering is, why would somebody be going through this course and not know this already? I mean, in order to do this, you have to have that Intuit bookkeeping badge. Why didn't we learn this? Why didn't they learn this in the bookkeeping badge? Because this is really basic stuff. Makes me a little nervous. All right, so I just finished that first lesson, and there is like everybody should know everything in this. I mean, there were just a couple of things that maybe they talked about controls and like checking for defects, but 98.73% of this lesson, holy cow, you should absolutely know that already. So here's something interesting. It says, use the features of your QuickBooks Online Accountant account to keep all your client info in one place. But QuickBooks Online Accountant is going away. It's disappearing. It's being discontinued, sunsetted. This is being replaced by the Intuit Accountant Suite. So I hope they remember to update this in the very near future. All right, so I just finished the next lesson, and again, not much that we didn't know already. I don't know that I learned, like, all of this should be very obvious. So you should already know this. Why wasn't it in the bookkeeping certification? So this is kind of a cool thing that they have. I've seen this in the Pro Advisor Academy before. I can't remember where, but they have like an image where they're showing how it's connected. So this is the profit and loss, and I can like move this and it'll show you how that is that same, not the same account, but the information is in both places. All right, so I am just about done with this lesson. This is the last lesson in this course. It did not take me anywhere near 2 hours. I think it was about half an hour clicking through it. This one, unlike the last lesson where I was like, everyone should know this, this one is more intermediate. This is like getting closer to advanced. It's a little bit trickier. So yeah, this one belongs here. The other two I feel like should be in that introduction to, that bookkeeping certificate. Like you should know all of those things already. This one was a little bit more advanced. So I am going to, I'm just going to answer my last questions, and then we'll see about the exam for this section. Again, we have a reflection and action plan. Here's a worksheet, which I just can't imagine. I can't imagine that anyone is going to go that deep. Like, they're just going to skip through it and get the certification. Like, yeah. Yeah. All right, I've only got 10 questions. I can only get 2 wrong. Let's see how we do. All right, so similar to the last one, I've got a scenario. I'm being introduced to a business owner, and he's talking about his business. All right, so I've read through all of the scenarios. I've read through all about his business. Let's see if they take it away or if I can still reference it during the exam. Oh, all right. For this first one anyway, I can still reference it. But this first question has nothing to do with his business. All right, I'm on question 2, and I can still see all of the scenario. Unlike the last one where I got to see the scenario for the first question, but then after that they took it away. I don't think that this question, I think this question is wrong, or this answer is wrong. I think my answer was correct. I'm going to let it go. Maybe I'll read through this scenario again. All right, so maybe it was my bad. I missed something in this scenario. So that is a really good question. This is a good question. Good job, Intuit. It makes you think, and you have to know your stuff. So this is an accounting question. I'm pretty sure it was not at all covered in the lesson. This is just a thing that you have to know. So I don't know why. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they covered it and I missed it, but I'm pretty sure that they did not cover this at all. Again, I don't think this was covered in the lesson. I think this is just something you have to know. This one is not a good question because they're using a term incorrectly. Let's see if I can figure it out though. All right, I've gotten 2 wrong now, so we'll see. That question, not only did they use the wording, not only was the term used wrong, but the whole wording of the question was weird. Oh my gosh. This question is totally wrong. It's totally wrong. It's confusing 2 different accounting terms in the same sentence. No bueno. No bueno. Oh my gosh. All right, well, I am not getting these right. I don't know. I think that I got too upset about how it was not right and I didn't read carefully. So I'm not going to pass this, but like last time, I'll be able to take it again and we'll see if it's exactly the same. And I think I should be able to just breeze through it. All right, I'm going to see my results. Yep, I missed one too many. So I'm going to retake it and hopefully, because it told me when I got it wrong, so I should know what the correct answer is. We'll see. Same case study, same everything. Well, I got one wrong, which was the same one that I got wrong before. Yeah, maybe I'm just not understanding the question. I don't know. All right, time to see how I did. I only missed one question, so I should be done with this one. We'll see if I get a big congratulations. I know that's one of the things that we are always sad about with the Pro Advisor, because you don't get your congratulations right at the end of the final module. You have to exit out and then you get your congratulations. So we'll see what's going to happen. It says I passed, but then no woohoo. No, like, oh, big deal. You passed, yay. So now I have to exit out of the Pro Advisor exam. I have to hit back. Now it changed it to completed. And I have to scroll up. There's no, like, with the Pro Advisor, you get a little video message from Jacqueline, and that has she has confetti and all that. There's no confetti, no woohoo, but I did earn the badge, and I can click here to grab my my badge on Credly to add to my stack of badges. And let's see, I can share now on LinkedIn. So let's see if that, I think I have to log in. Oh, no, I guess maybe I don't. What do I want to talk about? Guess what? Intuit has a new badge available. I just went through it, went through the training. And there are pros and cons. Watch for my YouTube video coming soon. My YouTube video with all the deets coming soon. All right, now what do? I just go post. All right, I don't know how it knew my LinkedIn login, but all right, excellent. So now I'm done. Oh, look at there I am. Okay. All right, well, that's it for our look at the new certification from Intuit. I hope this is helpful. If you need help with any of the Intuit courses, or you need to learn more about bookkeeping, contact us, reach out. Information is below. I can't wait to hear your success story.